Do you want to learn how to heat print onto winter jackets without scorching? Then keep watching this video. Hello and welcome back to the Styles UK YouTube channel, and in today's video we are covering a highly requested topic: how to heat print onto winter jackets without scorch marks. That's right, we're going to show you how you can heat apply custom decoration to high-end winter jackets without heat marks that are quite common when it comes to heat sensitive fabrics. But before we get started, let's just talk about why you might be watching this video. Are you here because you are already printing on jackets and you want to expand your current portfolio? Are you new to the industry or new to heat printing jackets and you're just ready to learn how to do it and you want to do it right from the first time? Or maybe you've attempted this a couple of times in the past and you just want some tips and tricks to boost your confidence so that you can offer these premium garments to your customers. Whatever the reason you're watching this video, I promise you that by the end of it, you're going to be a pro at decorating premium winter jackets. Now, before we get into the decoration, I just want to talk a little bit about why you should be heat printing winter jackets to begin with. Firstly, high margins. There is a significantly higher margin in premium winter jackets than there is with the current t-shirts and hoodies that you might already be printing. Of course, we have to consider the increase in turnover that it's going to bring your business. You might not be the person to want to spend 100, 150, even £500 on a premium high-end winter jacket, but we're not talking about you, we're talking about the people that will and what their perceived value is of these products. Seasonal patterns across the UK and Europe mean that there's always people in need of winter jackets, so it's a real growing sector in this industry. And the seasons are the same time every single year, so you can be prepared and be ready to make that profit. Did you know that the outerwear, coats and jacket market in the UK is worth £1.73 billion? And by 2028, we're expected to sell 23.8 million units every single year. Yes, this includes retail, but what is it that influences corporate and workwear clients on their buying decisions? Trends, styles, and final purchase decisions from your customers all come down to what's being influenced by retail and what's most popular across the space. So what does 23.4 million units mean to you? If you were to target just 1% of that market, 234,000 units would be yours to decorate. But that's a lot of jackets for you and your business to decorate. So let's bring it back to not 1%, but 0.01% of the UK jacket market. That's 23,400 individual units of coats and jackets. That number is still massive, even when you're just targeting 0.01% of this industry. This is really something that your business can make a plan and work towards to increase profits and turnover this year. If you want to know more about the industry and the figures around it, make sure to head online to our YouTube channel and check out the rerun of the winter warm-up event that we did, and Andy talks through all of these numbers in more detail so you can get a real understanding for them. Now, of course, in order to sell these premium jackets to your customers, you need to be able to add premium decoration to them with no scorch marks and ensure they'll last the lifetime of the garment, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you in today's video. If you haven't already heard of the brand Stormtech, then I highly encourage you to check them out, and they have kindly sent us some of their premium jackets for us to print in today's video. In order to show you how to successfully decorate winter jackets, we're not going to print on just one today, but we've got two different finishes. The first one is the ST09 Olympia shell jacket. The second jacket we're going to decorate is the ST011 Patrol Technical Softshell jacket. We're going to show you how to successfully decorate both of these jackets so that regardless of the finish on the jacket, you know the successful method to heat print onto these for a long-lasting application. In order to print onto these premium jackets, we're going to walk you through a step-by-step process called the ARCH method. This stands for accurate pressure, reduced temperature transfers, cover sheet, and lower heated platen. But don't worry, I'm going to walk you through what all of that means throughout this video. So let's move on over to the press and get started. So firstly, we're talking about accurate pressure. In this case, when we're working with garments that are more sensitive to heat, we need to make sure we're not over pressuring our jacket. As you can see here, if I have my pressure on a 6, which is the higher end of medium pressure, we get a scorch mark. So your first step when printing winter jackets is to reduce your pressure to the lighter end of medium, which is a 4. This is still enough pressure to ensure the transfer adheres properly, but as we've lightened the pressure slightly, it's not pushing down as much onto the garment. If this first step eliminates the scorch marks, then great. If not, we're going to move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is reduced temperature transfers. Scorch marks come from too much pressure and too much heat. If we can reduce the amount of heat coming from the heat press flatten, the less likely we are to get scorch marks, which is exactly why we always opt for our ultracolor heat transfers. Ultracolor applies at the low temperature of 120 degrees Celsius, reducing the heat significantly that's coming through to that jacket from the top platen. So step 2, make sure you're using a reduced temperature transfer like ultracolor. Step 3 is your cover sheet. Now, if you're already heat printing, you'll be familiar with what we call release paper, placed over your heat transfer when pressing to protect the application and prevent any early carrier peels. Now, normally release paper is all you need, but as you can see here, it's pretty thin. So when it comes to protecting those more sensitive garments, a thicker cover sheet may be required, which is when we switch to this, a GritFlex pad. This does the same job as release paper, but it's much thicker and offers an extra layer of protection to the garment that's under the heat. You will have to increase the temperature slightly. Test increasing it 5 degrees at a time from the recommended temperature, in this case 120 for ultracolor. During the heat press application, the GritFlex pad will add that extra layer of protection to more heat sensitive garments and eliminate the chance of those scorch marks. The fourth and final step you can take to reduce your scorch marks is a lower heated platen. The issue we have when dealing with scorch marks is that all of the heat for the application is coming from one platen and marking the side that the heat is coming from. So what we want to do is bring that heat needed for the application from the top to the underneath of the garment so that we can reduce the temperature of the top platen and therefore eliminate the scorch marks. To do this, we simply remove our lower platen and replace it with a power platen. We're going to set the power platen to 120 degrees, the recommended setting for the low temperature ultracolor transfers. And because all of that heat needed for the application is now coming from the bottom, we can reduce the top platen's temperature. In this case, we have it set to 110 degrees. The lower temperature, along with the lighter pressure and the thicker GritFlex pad as a cover sheet, will completely eliminate any chance for those scorch marks to appear, while still getting that high quality application that will last the lifetime of the garment. As I said earlier, just to prove this works on a range of jacket types, we have another Stormtech jacket with a slightly different finish to it. Let's do the exact same thing and compare the finished results. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to decorate these waterproof soft shell jackets from Stormtech. All the links for everything we've used today will be in the description box below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we release new heat printing videos every single week.